Test 1, 2. How about now?
No audio right now, sir.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
We're good, sir.
Awesome. Okay, just got my go-ahead that we're good, so we're gonna begin.
Sir, I heard it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Second Lieutenant Contis, and this is the 188 Cobra Squadron
The audio works, sir.
Virtual ACR. We're gonna have definitely a different ACR than we are used to in normal circumstances, but we definitely still wanted to recognize the hard work of our cadets this year
I heard you on YouTube, sir.
and the staff that have gone through the year as well. So, as many ACRs will start, it is a parade. So the one thing that we are definitely going to start with is the playing of our national anthem.
Sir, should I just leave this and join the, go on the YouTube? Okay, because that's what I'm going to do.
So, without further ado, I'll be playing our national anthem. I just realized that I'm pretty sure you guys heard none of that because my mic audio was turned down during the national anthem. So I'm going to repeat what I said in case it wasn't heard. Over the course of this virtual training year, our levels put together a lot of different training activities and experienced a lot of new things based on our virtual training year. We decided that to replace the inspection and march past sections of our ACR, that we would give the levels the opportunity to put together some videos of their training year to express their thoughts and their ideas towards the training year and how they interacted with the virtual platform. So upon further ado, we're going to start with the level 2s and presenting what they came up with for their training video.
Going to band practice on Sundays was something I looked forward to. Playing the alto saxophone was great, and I really enjoyed learning how to play new pieces of music.
I had learned some first aid at school, but never compared to what I learned at Cadets. I didn't know how to do anything that we learned in what
Going to band practice on Sundays was something I looked forward to. Playing the alto saxophone was great, and I really enjoyed learning how to play new pieces of music.
I had learned some first aid at school, but never compared to what I learned at Cadets. I didn't know how to do anything that we learned in what we did, and I hope that I never have to put these skills into use, but if I do have to, then at least I'll be glad that I learned them in Cadets.
I never did anything like range before. It was a completely new experience to me. Of course, I was nervous, but I ended up having a lot of fun with my friends, and I learned something new.
I think I participated in the salad dressing making one, and the chefs that were invited to participate that were teaching us were very kind and knowledgeable, easy to understand, to follow the instructions. We were very creative, and it was all around a good experience and very fun.
Question 1. How do you feel about the transition?
Like I said, it's a very different experience for everybody, not just for the cadets, but also for the officers. There are pros, obviously. During this time, we are able to reach out to the cadet during the COVID via this media, which is fantastic, because I think that you guys are doing an amazing job to be able to do it online and make it still engaging.
What do you like about virtual?
I think it's convenient. I don't have to drive there. I don't have to wear my uniform. I don't have to do my hair.
What do you not like?
There are many exercises that we cannot do online, obviously, starting with some of the activities like band, biathlon, range, all the activities that I love to do and I coach for. It's very difficult to do online, and that's the part that I find very challenging.
How do you feel about the transition?
The transition from in-person to online was very sudden, but after a few weeks, I got used to it. At the start, it was hard to focus on the lessons, and I would write things down, but none of the information would actually stick. After a little while, it became easier to focus and learn.
What do you like about virtual?
I like that we don't have to wear a uniform, and I can wear whatever I want, and makes me feel comfortable.
What do you not like?
I don't like the fact that we can't see people. I miss having conversations during breaks or class discussions without using a chat.
Gander Airport was an airport known for its connection between Europe and Canada. The airport was very important as a stop for aircraft up until the 1950s, where planes were able to have enough fuel to make a full flight, rendering Gander Airport without purpose. They just stayed in the shadows for a while, taking a few flights every now and then. But then 9/11 took place, and there were a bunch of flights that needed to be rerouted to an airport for security purposes, which is how Gander Airport had dozens of flights redirected to their airport. The kindness of the small town to passengers, letting them into their houses and serving them food, was an act of kindness we will not forget. Learning about the kindness of these people, how engaging and informative the content was, and a comment about history hats were some of the things that cadets enjoyed about this lesson. I'm glad that me and many other cadets were able to learn about this important history. Another lesson I will be describing today was a lesson on the different ways a plane can move and turn. This lesson focused on the different axes that a plane can rotate around and the tools that it uses to turn itself. I personally enjoyed this lesson due to the subject and the many learning resources the instructor employed to help us better understand the subject. Another lesson we will be covering today was on the project of piston-powered engines and how they work. We started the lesson with a few pictures of the engine and a few videos on how they work, explaining the 4 stages of the engine: intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust, all playing a crucial role in the function of the engine. Cadets enjoyed this lesson and found it memorable, from the Blender model that the instructor had created and animated to give us a better understanding of the workings of the engine. I was very glad to have been able to attend this lesson, and I appreciate the effort of the instructor to provide an improved learning experience. Another lesson we will be covering today is on the Avro Aero project. The Avro Aero project was begun by the Canadian government in 1953 in search of a fast, high-altitude interceptor. There was a lot of history behind the Avro Aero project, with successes and failures. Eventually, the Avro Canada company had managed to construct a plane that tested world speed and altitude records, but the program was cancelled due to costs, rendering the company bankrupt. I'm grateful that I was able to learn about this colorful history of the Avro Aero program. This lesson was focused on teaching communication skills, with the acronym ICEPAC. Cadets enjoyed the nice slide format that the instructor used and the information in the lesson. Throughout these lessons, Kahoots were used extensively. It creates an incentive to learn and it makes it fun. I personally enjoy them. I feel it is a very useful tool to encourage learning.
Today we're going to make bruschetta.
Today we're going to be making our dessert, which is a chocolate brownie mug cake. Yum!
Thank you, Level 2s, for an excellent video showcasing our training year. Generally speaking, after 2 comes 3. So let's see what the Level 3s had to say about this training year.
On behalf of Level 3s, I welcome you to a Level 3 ACR presentation. This year has certainly been quite a surprise. New environment, new rules, new regulations, everything was new. And of course, in the beginning, everyone was all quite comfortable inside their personal shells. I mean, who wouldn't be? I remember I was quite nervous and worried about how well I'd be able to teach my lessons in front of a screen and not in a classroom face to face with the cadets. But eventually, we overcame our fears and we became more comfortable and began to work and interact together as a team. Now, I proudly present to you 188 Cobra Squadron Level 3s with their ACR presentation.
Soon after the start of the Second World War, Canada was facing a shortage of trained pilots. To combat this, the Royal Canadian Air Cadets were formed in 1941 to prepare the next generation of aviators. Soon after this, squadrons started to pop up all around Canada. One of these squadrons was 188.
After World War II had ended, the demand for pilots declined, causing interest in cadet activities to decline as well. Consequently, many squadrons were disbanded, 188 Cobra included. Awards for outstanding excellence and loyalty were given to incentivize cadets to stay and to get new people to join. In 1946, scholarships became available for cadets who wanted to earn their pilot's license. 188 Cobra was established once again in 1973.
To this day, our Air Cadet programs continue to offer cadets earn their pilot's license for youth to get involved in aviation and is an excellent first step in going into the aviation industry.
They face their fears of presentations and public speaking to their peers. It was really amazing to watch these level 3s, this group of cadets gain confidence, improve their public speaking skills, and really support each other during the evaluations in this virtual environment. They participated in many aviation lessons where they improved their aviation knowledge. It's a part of the Air Cadet mission. And lastly, the level 3s, they made many new friends during the year throughout our many different specialty nights, our physical activity night. We did a virtual cooking night and various other team building activities. The level 3 cadets, they learned a lot throughout the year, and I truly believe they're ready to lead the squadron as junior leaders and as level 4s next year.
My favorite memory of cadets was when we went gliding. I remember waking up that day all excited because it sounded so cool that I got to ride in a plane. And it was really cool when you're up there flying. And since the trip was in October, all the trees were red, orange, yellow, and all these different colors. It was so pretty. But I've been in commercial airplanes, but being in a smaller plane felt so different with big windows all around. You got to see so much more and it felt free. And when the plane got a little turbulent, that's when I found the true meaning of getting butterflies in my stomach. Best day ever.
My favorite memory at Cadets was probably gliding because I'd never gone before, and it was cool being that high up where you could see everything, because in commercial airplanes, there's only a small window that you can look through, but with gliding, you can see everything and you can see all the trees, and it was fall, so there were orange and red leaves, and yeah, that was really cool.
Cadets has impacted me in various ways throughout the 3 years I've been in this squadron. I've been able to meet many new people from my level, summer training, as well as my instructors. I've gotten so many new opportunities and experiences from cadets, such as summer training, and even with COVID-19, I've continued to have many new experiences and opportunities from the online lessons. And although it had to be done online, planning and presenting my lesson to my level really helped me build my confidence up this year.
The online environment was a bit weird for me. For example, every time I think of cadets, I think of being at the armory doing drill or range, not being at home. In the beginning, it was a bit difficult for me doing school and cadets, because with this new online platform, which I was not familiar with, I had to take time out of my day to get familiarized with the online platform. But since Cadets is coming to an end now, and I'm familiarized with the online platform, I enjoyed the online platform at the end.
My hope for the squadron is for it to be the best one in Canada.
The 180 Cobra Squadron has been a part of the Downsview community for over 40 years. The program has given us many opportunities to learn and develop new skills. From sports activities to aviation lessons, it has been supporting youth by providing an experience you can't get anywhere else. The Cadet Experience. There's always a place where you can fit in with cadets. When we moved to an online environment, we faced many hardships, but we overcame them and came out stronger. Now, we stand here virtually together to show that anyone can overcome hard times if we work together. Halfway through our cadet journey, we are the 180 Cobra Squadron's Level 3s.
Excellent job from the level 3s as well. Next up, we have our most senior cadets that are still in regular training, for lack of a better term, in classroom instruction. We're going to take a look at what the level 4s have for us.
From the different activities we did throughout the year, I learned that everyone can give something positive, and learning online has become a lot easier too. Engaging in those activities that made me feel a lot closer to my friends, as well as learning some very interesting topics that will help me in life later.
So, my favorite moment from the cadet year was our first team building night. I chose to play some Jackbox games, and they were hilarious. This moment was so memorable though, because it was the first time since the pandemic started that we were doing a non-aviation related activity, and I felt somewhat like how our squadron was when we met in person and we could laugh and joke around together.
So during the cadet cooking night, the main thing that I really loved about it was that the pasta that we had to make. My pasta turned out relatively well. I think it was very good, and it tastes really well too. I'm so glad I did this cadet cooking night, because now I know how to cook good pasta, and I can use that skill throughout the rest of my life. So I'm very thankful for that.
During the cooking night, I made all 3 courses. The bruschetta was delicious. The pasta was quite tasty, but the mug cake was mouth-watering. I had made some variation of the recipes before, but these ones turned out the best. On behalf of the level 4s, we want to say thank you to all of our officers, instructors, and senior cadets for the best virtual training year we could have hoped for. With any luck, next year will be even better. But until then, enjoy your summers. Bye!
Thank you, level 4s. Last but certainly not least, we have a special presentation from the level 5s. Some of our level 5s had a message for the cadets that of the unit. Some of these level 5s, given that they are going to be going to post-secondary education or might be aging out of the program, wanted to say a few words to you guys on their way out. So, here are their messages.
This video is a farewell to all level 5s that are leaving next year. Some were kind enough to leave behind a personal message for everybody to listen to. Enjoy!
Hello everyone, my name is Flight Sergeant Pachapsky. Many of you know me through the lessons I've taught. Some of you know me as the guy who tried to get a weather balloon in space. I've spent 6 years in the cadet program, and this will be my final piece of advice to you guys. Take the opportunities that the cadets program gives you. If you want to become better at sports, join the sports team. If you want to learn how to play an instrument, join the band. If you want to learn how to shoot better, join the marksmanship team. But perhaps the greatest skill you can get from the cadets program is the ability to communicate. Great communicators are by extension great leaders, because great communicators are able to clearly and concisely verbalize their ideas, and when everybody's on the same page, a lot more can get done. Sure, some of you may be afraid to fail and fear of embarrassing yourself in public. That's okay, it doesn't matter here. What does matter is that you will learn through your mistakes, you will learn to get better, and over time you'll become great communicators yourselves. So, when the time comes for you to step up and take responsibility in a time when something actually matters, you'll know that you've already done your worst, that you're prepared to do your best. That being said, farewell.
Hey everyone, Sergeant Dulati here. Sorry I don't have a video to play for you, but saying that I had a bad haircut would be an extreme understatement. But nevertheless, it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to say, and then how to compact it down to about a minute or so. And even, truth be told, even to this day as I'm recording this, I don't think I got that down quite well. But I think I can start off with thanking everyone. Thanks to the officers, to the parent volunteers, to the other cadets, and especially to the friends I made along the way. I definitely won't be forgetting any of the experiences anytime soon, and I'm sure everyone can tell being on the range team probably was my most favorite experience of being in cadets. Cadets has really changed quite a few aspects of my life, and fortunately I can't really list them all here, but I think if you were to look back, you would definitely notice the differences. And the one thing I wish that if I could do it all over again is that I wish that I found out about cadets much more sooner, as there's still so much I haven't done, and unfortunately I won't be able to get done. But point being is that it was a really enjoyable experience, and I think that's all I can compact now into this short amount of time I have, so I guess I'll be signing off now. Good luck everyone. I can tell that next year is going to be quite chaotic, and this is Sergeant Diolata signing off. See you all on the flip side.
Hi everyone, my name is Flight Sergeant Jude, and this is my last year. I had a lot of fun in Air Cadets, like doing sports night, camping, fitness testing, and other things. I got to learn some new things about planes because when I was a kid, I always wanted to know how does a plane fly and how does it work. But once I came to Air Cadets, they taught me how does a plane work and how does a plane fly. So for those people who are going to join Air Cadets, I bet this year you guys are going to have fun, because when I started at Air Cadets at the age of 12, I thought it was boring. But to be honest, I was actually wrong. It was really fun. So I enjoyed my time here. And in Air Cadets, you get to meet new people. And the officers and lieutenants are really nice to you because they were really nice to me.
Back in elementary and middle school, I struggled with being confident and having a presence. I didn't really feel like I belonged anywhere, truthfully. Noticing my timid behavior, my grade 7 teacher told me to join the Royal Canadian Air Cadets. I can honestly say that was one of the best decisions, as it was the upward trajectory I needed. Cadets allowed me to become a disciplined, principled, and outspoken individual, which transcended into my school and community life as well. I wouldn't be where I am today without cadets, and I most definitely don't think I would be joining the Canadian Armed Forces either. As I embark on my next journey, I would like to give some advice to others. For those thinking about joining cadets or are in lower levels like level 1 and 2, make sure to stick with the program, because I promise it'll be worthwhile in the long run. For those in level 1 to level 4, make sure to take initiative. I know it kind of sounds cliche, but cadets is a program where whatever you put in is truly what you get out. Think of cadets as a computer. Whatever is placed in the input is what you get out in the output. And finally, for all of my level 5s who are graduating this year, I wish you all the best with your future endeavors. Remember, Cobra forever.
Well, thank you, Sergeant Joe, for exposing my lack of conducting ability. But also thank you to the level 5s who decided to say their goodbyes to our cadets. It's always sad to see our senior cadets go. However, each of our senior cadets that leave opens up a new opportunity for one of our younger cadets to step up into leadership positions and show that they can shine. Speaking of each of our cadets that shine, with the traditional march past slash inspection section of the ACR complete, we are going to be moving on to our awards and presentations. The awards were presented by Major Rankin. He made a little video for you guys to see who was honored at this year's ACR, and that video is right here.
We're going to start the award presentation with the Effective Speaking Certificates of Achievement, and this goes to 2 of our cadets who participated at the regional level of the Effective Speaking Competition, and they are being presented to Corporal Mofrad and Warrant Officer Kumar.
Next, we move on to the Air Cadet Service Medals. And the Air Cadet League of Canada has created an award to recognize continuous meritorious cadet service of at least 4 years by deserving cadets. To qualify for this award, a serving cadet must have successfully completed 4 years of honorable service and be recommended by the cadet squadron. Cadets are also eligible to receive a bar for the Air Cadet Service Medal for each year of training completed beyond 4 years of qualifying period. We now have the top level 2 certificates, and these certificates are awarded to the top 3 cadets in level 2 proficiency. This year they are awarded to Corporal Lotfabardi, Corporal Lamb, and Corporal Livadario. Next we have the top level 3 certificates, and these certificates are awarded to the top 4 cadets in level 3 proficiency: Sergeant Chiachetti, Sergeant Jiang, Sergeant Nicholas, and Sergeant Orlando Delgado.
We now move on to the Corporal Gregory Osborne. This is the most outstanding junior NCO award. And this award is in memory of former Corporal Gregory Osborne, who was a cadet who tragically passed away as a teenager. This cadet acknowledges the junior NCO that demonstrates strong leadership skills and is a positive example to others, just as Corporal Osborne was. The award criteria includes leadership within the flight and motivates peers and contributed to squadron betterment. And this year it is awarded to Sergeant Chiachetti. We now move on to the Major John Arthur Otley Memorial Award for Citizenship. This award was established in memory of Major Otley, a former commanding officer of 188 Squadron. His commitment to developing Canada's youth and emphasizing the important role that the cadets play in our community is remembered through this award. This award acknowledges the cadet that has demonstrated outstanding community service with and outside of our cadet activities. And this year we are awarding it to 2 of our cadets, Warrant Officer Smirnov and Warrant Officer Valdez. And because this was a unique training year where we relied on technology, we have a new award called the Technology and Innovation Award, and we presented this to 3 cadets who helped us with our unique challenges working in a virtual environment. This award is given to Warrant Officers Miriella, Warrant Officer Taruno, and Warrant Officer Shin. Next we have the Bombardier Airmanship Award, and this is presented to the cadet that demonstrates an undying passion for flight, presented to Warrant Officer Smirnov. We now move to the Outstanding Senior NCO Award. The Outstanding Senior NCO Award is given to the cadet that best achieves the following: attendance on parade nights and success in their role to promote camaraderie, enthusiasm, safety, and the well-being of cadets in their charge. This is presented to Flight Sergeant Lazenbeck. We now have the Top Instructor Award, And this is excellence in class preparation, which includes, among other things, creating effective lesson plans and training aids. And enthusiasm and the ability to promote a positive learning environment, presented to Warrant Officer Pochapsky. The Squadron Leadership Award is presented to a cadet who the staff feels has demonstrated outstanding leadership skills throughout the training year. The cadet has made a strong effort to lead effectively, support their fellow cadets, participate in squadron activities, and develop leadership in others, presented to Warrant Officer Valdez. The Squadron Officer's Trophy for Most Outstanding Cadet Award is for someone who promotes a positive and effective environment during all cadet activities, demonstrates effective leadership to ensure maximum participation and enjoyment by all cadets, selfless in ensuring that younger or less experienced cadets have the opportunity to achieve their goals, and makes a conscious effort and goes the extra mile required to ensure the squadron's success, and this is presented to Warrant Officer Kumar. The Royal Canadian Legion Cadet Medal of Excellence is presented to a cadet who is regarded by peers and superiors as exemplifying the model cadet and enhances the cadet squadron through cooperation with peers and subordinates, promoting goodwill and morale within the squadron, aiding in the development of group identity and cohesiveness, supporting and assisting fellow unit members, and his involvement in the local community. The Royal Canadian Legion Cadet Medal of Excellence is presented to Warrant Officer Valdez. The Lord Strathcona Medal. The Lord Strathcona Medal is one of the highest awards that could be granted to a cadet. It demonstrates all that Lord Strathcona himself personified: hard work, dedication, and service to Canada. The recipient today has been singled out amongst their peers for outstanding performance as a cadet, for demonstrating the qualities of Lord Strathcona and leaving their own personal legacy at this squadron and within the community through their service, performance, example, and excellence as a cadet. The Lord Strathcona Medal is presented to Warrant Officer Pochapsky.
Just a brief background about myself. I was an air cadet myself. I was with 180 Mosquito Squadron as a cadet back in 1977. When I graduated, I moved on. I stayed on with the cadets as a civilian instructor. I was the range officer, medic, supply, band officer. They kept me very busy. And from there, I moved on to 618 Squadron, where I continued doing the same duties. And while at 618, I ended up joining the Canadian International Air Show. And 35 years later, I'm still there. And I help with security. I look after them. I do all of my medic duties as well, continuing there. And with the Royal Canadian Legion branch, I'm the sergeant, as I said, Sergeant Arms Cadet Liaison, and I'm also doing the medic work and I help out with whatever I can there as well. So I kept busy even after leaving cadets, staying in contact with the military as much as I could. And I recommend that for anybody else that wants to come in. If you can't get into the military and you want to join the Legion, be my guest. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, again for having me, and have a good evening.
So I'm pretty sure I did not turn my mic on for that, so you had no audio. And just in case I didn't, that was the address from our reviewing officer, the Sergeant-at-Arms and Cadet Liaison from Branch 527 Legion, Sidney Baker. Now here is the second half of his address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sidney Baker. I'm the Cadet Liaison and Sergeant-at-Arms for the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 527, one of your sponsors. I wanted to thank you very much for inviting me to your annual inspection this evening. And I wanted to congratulate all those who received awards tonight, including Flight Sergeant Stefano Valdez, who won the Medal of Excellence.
Next, we're going to be going to the sponsor committee chair, Frank DeMola, to say a few words.
Hello, my name is Frank DeMola, and I am honored to be the new SSE chairperson. This has been a challenging year, as I am sure it has been for all you cadets so far. The SSE is made up of a few parents who volunteer their time to fulfill a needed role in the extensive process of running the cadet program. Without the SSE, the whole program comes to a halt, and the squadron continues to not operate as efficiently. There are over 150 cadets in 188 Squadron. Yes, the numbers may vary during times of COVID. However, there are currently only 5 members in this year's SSE. For all the parents of cadets out there, I ask you to consider joining the SSE. We need more parents and volunteers to join in and continue to support our cadets in 188 Squadron. With your help, we can make events and activities more beneficial to our cadets. I would like to thank Frank Zand, our treasurer, Lydia Clajo, Levi Garcia, and Carmel Valencia for continuing to support 188 Cobra Squadron through their membership and work in the SSE. They have been instrumental in keeping activities running during this pandemic. It has been a challenge to run the SSE, and the more volunteers we have, the more activities and opportunities we can offer our cadets this coming September. Our online fundraising, lottery and a 50-50 draw had a poor turnout from our cadets and parents this year, and we were not able to build our funds for next year's activities as much as we would like to. We hope that this September we will be able to showcase the amazing commitment and dedication the cadets and their parents have to building and sustaining the great squadron that we have seen in the past. To the cadets that continue to participate and show up to weekly meetings, as well as the senior cadets that organize and teach each week during the pandemic, we see your commitment and applaud you for your continuing your training during these difficult times. Well done. We are all learning new and innovative ways to keep the cadet program running during social isolation. The SSE is hopeful that we can begin in-person meetings this September and continue to grow as a squadron. Lastly, I would like to thank all the commanding officers for their dedication to supporting our cadets. Enjoy your summer, and hopefully we'll see each other in September.
Thank you very much from the words from our sponsor. And last but not least, as is the tradition for an annual ceremony review, the last word will go to the commanding officer, Major Rankin.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being part of the 188 Cobra Annual Ceremonial Review. The work that you Cobras did for this ACR is representative of what you did during the training year. Although we were virtual, every week you learned, instructed, and participated. Well done. I sincerely hope you found this a rewarding year. We had a lot of support this year to help our cadets. Thank you to the members of the Squadron Sponsoring Committee, chaired by Mr. Frank DeMola. Thank you everyone on the SSC for all your hard work and effort. My sincerest thanks to our officers and civilian volunteers. The staff work tirelessly, and I am very honored to have the opportunity to work with them. Thank you to our reviewing officer, Mr. Sidney Baker, Sergeant-at-Arms of Royal Canadian Legion Branch 527. You and Branch 527 have always supported the cadets, and we appreciate our relationship with you. I would also like to thank the parents who are watching for giving your children the opportunity to grow and spend this unique
year with us. I wish all of you a safe and happy summer and look forward to seeing you return in September.
And with those final words from our commanding officer, that's going to bring our 2021 annual ceremony review for 188 Cobra Squadron to a close. Virtual training was definitely a different challenge this year that we overcame. We got excellent training done. Our cadets had an outstanding time, and they definitely showed the different training opportunities they were given this year. We're looking forward to 2021-2022 training year and beyond. Thank you everyone for coming tonight, and we can't wait to see you back in September.